gentlemen, Jason Andrews, aka the All-American Driver. Welcome to another hot yet humid day in Florida. Today we have got a bit of a problem. One of my vehicles will not start. So of course the diesel Rubicon starts. This thing is just an absolute tank. Funny story though, we did recently have to take this back to the dealership because there was a recall on the high pressure fuel pump. Although our Jeep wasn't having an issue, we definitely got a recall in the mail. We took it in, they put a new pump in it, and obviously the Jeep is still fine. So of course it's not the Volkswagen that's broke. Actually, this car has been doing a really good job at daily driver duties. I really haven't had any issues. This car is really fun, really practical, no issues at all. So it's not this car that's broke. You guys can see a theme here. We've got the sunshade on the Jeep. We've got the sunshade on the VW. Pretty much a must-have in Florida. I will say in the summer, I said this last year, it is incredibly hot during the daytime. It's hard to actually get anything done. Okay, so I know what you guys are thinking. We got the Honda, probably the most reliable car of all time, and then the Alfa Romeo. This car must be broken, right? So before I try to start this, I've got to pull it off the battery tender because I'm not driving it that much. However, I did recently drive this thing to get a new alignment on the car. Put a little bit more negative camber on the car because we are going to the track in just a couple weeks. You know, it's only 2,400 pounds. But I think the Honda is easier to push around for whatever reason. It might be because of the sticky tires. 3,600 miles and still running strong. No issues with the Alfa Romeo 4C. Okay, so you guys know I took delivery of this car recently, and it's awesome. It's the exact car I wanted, the exact spec. It's only got 60,000 miles on it, and but there was one thing I had to do before I actually drove the car, and that was remove those emblems that were on it. For whatever reason, the previous owner put a sports sticker on the front and a dual overhead cam VTEC metal emblem on the back, so I had to remove those. Now the back one came off no problem. I used the 3M magic eraser wheel, no issues. The problem though, when I pulled off the sticker in the front, it was actually covering up a decent sized rock chip. However, I would rather have a rock chip on the front of my car than a sports sticker. Now I had driven this car a couple times as soon as I got it. Not really though, maybe 10 miles or so. Once or twice maybe I took it to work or something. But I let Andrea take it to work one day. We were experimenting, shuffling some cars around, and she has driven the other S2000. She drives a manual transmission, no issues really. When she got back from work, she pulled into the carport, and since then, the car wouldn't start. So obviously that was pretty frustrating for me. My brand new car doesn't start. So I pushed it into the garage, and while I was getting it in here, I noticed something on the driver's side floor. Okay, so you guys can see down here what look like little teeth. Yeah. So I know some of you guys are S2000 experts and you already know exactly what the problem is, but basically there is a little pad on the clutch that triggers the safety switch that basically enables you not to be able to start the car unless the clutch is engaged, right? Because you don't want somebody like accidentally going up to your car, hitting the start button, and like it lurching forward. Now that's not really a big deal for me. My other car had a bypass on that switch. However, with Sage, maybe we're screwing around and he's touching things and whatnot. I don't want him to accidentally hit the red button, the big red button, and like lurch the car forward. So I've decided to do the right thing and just replace the clutch safety pad switch thing. But I'll be honest, I don't know what type of job this is going to be. In theory, it's very simple. I've got 4 new pads here. I only need to replace 1. And now that the old one is popped out, I should just be able to pop the new one back in. However, I think it's in a weird spot. I don't know exactly what I'm getting into. I don't know if I have to pull the seat out to get more room. I don't know if I have to pull out the entire clutch pedal assembly, which is something I've never done. But one thing's for sure, at the end of this video, we are taking this thing for a drive. Now, I'm not as young and nimble as I once was, but let's give this the old college try. Ugh, I cannot see anything. I don't even know where it is. So, I guess I'll watch a YouTube video. This is not a how-to video. This is just me struggling. Okay, so after doing a little bit of research and crawling under there again, I think I gotta pull the pedal out. I can't even see it. I can't even see where the thing is supposed to go. There are 3 of these little switches under there. The last one though is very hard to see, very hard to get to. So I think I've got to pull the pedal out. Okay, I think I can put my finger on the hole, but I'm not sure how to get to the back side of it to put the little grommet in. Okay, so I'm done messing around. I thought maybe I could figure it out, but I can't. So I'm taking out the clutch pedal. We did it. We did it. Let's see what we got. Okay, so here we go. So it's kind of hard to see, but in there is a little hole. See that hole? And that's where the stopper's supposed to be. So I should basically be able to put this little stopper in there, put the pedal in, and it should work. What the f just happened? Well, I think we did it. I will say you might be really small and able to figure that out without taking the pedal out, but it wasn't that big of a deal to take the pedal out. So let's just see here if it'll start, and then we'll put the seat back in. Clutch out, nothing. Clutch in. Hey! Perfect. There is just something satisfying about cleaning up after a job well done. Look who's here. Hey Sage, that's YouTube. Salute him. Yeah, good job.
He's smiling.
Andrea, do you want to tell them what happened to the clutch pedal?
I drove the car and then I came home and it stopped working. It's not my fault. It was just a little piece that fell off because the car is second-hand.
It's old. Very old. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. But it's fixed now. Should we go for a test drive? Sage, you want to come?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe in a few years.
Well, the car is fixed. I'm happy for you. How much was the repair?
Well, it took about an hour.
No. Dollars.
The part was, I think I got 4 of the things on eBay for $3. And I ended up using 2 of them because another one broke while I was taking it out.
Even better.
Yeah.
Thank God it didn't break while I was driving it.
There wouldn't have been any issue. You just would have been stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's take it
All
for
right.
a test drive.
Let's
Say
go.
bye. Yep.
Bye. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
You know it's humid when you just pull your car out of the garage and it's that humid that it fogs up your windshield. Yeah. All right, so here we go. Basically first drive in my 2003 AP1 Honda S2000 with just over 68,000 miles on it. Very happy with this purchase, actually. Let me roll up the window, see if that helps our audio at all. It's definitely not going to detract from the top off experience. And really, this is why you buy this car. I'm in Florida, and yeah, we got some weather coming in just about every evening. That's kind of par for the course. But there's just something about the top down in Florida, anywhere really, that the weather's nice, that just makes this thing so enjoyable to drive. This car is better than my old one. Everything just feels tighter, it feels smoother. I mean, my old car was great. It was great, it was healthy, it was real track focused. But this car, it just feels a little newer. There's no rattles, there's no squeaks, I mean, it's quiet. Everything feels tight. The shifter feels tight, the steering feels tight. Yeah, wow. I'm gonna put a lot of miles on this car, I have a feeling. I mean, just look around here. I mean, this is what it's about. I mean, unless you have just crazy money and you want a roadster like the, I don't know, Boxster Spider or something, the 4.0, I guess, but like, this is really, really fantastic. So since I've owned this car, I really have not taken it, I don't know if I've actually been to 9,000 RPMs. You know, I've only driven it a few times. I forgot how just perfect the rev match downshifting is. VTEC? Wow. You know, so the only modification on this car is the AEM V2 intake. And I'll tell you, it sounds incredible. You guys can hear that VTEC changeover. It's like noticeable. Obviously, there's like some power, you can feel it kick in, but the sound, I mean, it's just so fun and exhilarating. And because the car is not really that fast, you know, you can use it. You can use all of this power band. Yeah, there's something about a naturally aspirated engine that I love. I think it's really the best. I mean, you can make a lot of power with turbo cars and everything, but as far as like the pure driving enjoyment, throttle response, linear power, things like that, a naturally aspirated engine is the best. It just is. Perfect downshifts every time. Sounds like we're kind of winding it out. No, we still got a lot of room. That's 5,000. 7, 8. Whoa, that was 9,000. That was 9,000. Wow. Just so fun. And again, not that fast. You know, you have a lot of thrill. You have a lot of enjoyment, excitement, the theatrics of the engine, you know, revving out way crazy. You know, and maybe we're going a few miles an hour over the speed limit, you know, but it's not like we're in some crazy high horsepower car where a pull like that in my Shelby GT350R, we would have been doing triple digits, you know, and in this car, it's like, oh yeah, we're at the speed limit, you know, but it's incredibly fun, you know. Now here in Jacksonville, we don't really have a lot of really good driving roads, okay? That's first and foremost. This car would just be an absolute blast on like an old country back road, you know, I get it, but you know, I've got a little bit of a circuit here in my little neighborhood that I have a good time driving. Every once in a while, I'll take it to work. First gear. Yeah, clutch feels good. It grabs hard into second gear. And because there's no turbo lag, you know, it's not like it's really torquey, but it's definitely, I don't know if punchy is the right word. Idle is just perfect. The idle is just absolutely perfect. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. This car really is fantastic. So much fun to drive. If you haven't driven an S2000, you probably should do it at least once, you know, and if you're coming from a really high horsepower car, I don't know, you know, it might be lacking a little bit, but this car is just so fun. You know, and part of the charm with the AP1 is that final drive is like real strung out, you know. We're doing about 60 miles an hour at 4,000 RPMs, you know. On the freeway, this thing is just like wound up like crazy. Yeah, it looks like we do have some weather coming in. Pretty much every night, you know, there's a thunderstorm around this time, 7, 8 p.m. You know, which is like kind of nice, but kind of annoying if you're trying to do stuff, you know. The daytime is just too hot to do anything, and then at night, it gets like super humid and starts pouring rain, basically. So you really got to take your windows when they're open. You know, you really got to jump on the opportunity. If I probably would have waited 20 or 30 minutes, I probably wouldn't have been able to make this video, to be honest. So as far as my plans for this car, you know, I don't really feel the need right now to just jump in and start modifying it. I learned a lot with my old Track S2000 as far as what really makes a difference and what's livable, honestly. And so, you know, I have a couple things in mind, but the car is just so good as it is. There's really no reason to jump in and start screwing around with things. Now, I would kind of like to make it a little bit more livable. I wouldn't mind putting an Apple CarPlay system in the car. You know, I wouldn't mind maybe putting on a decent tire on the car just for peace of mind. And obviously I'm in Florida. I have got to tint the windows. I'm just kind of trying to decide how dark I want to go and if I want to tint the front windshield, which I do, but again, how dark do I want to go? You know, because this car is in really good shape and I don't want the Florida sun to like eat up this interior. You can tell that this car has been garaged for pretty much its entire life. You know, it's very, very, very clean. It's not perfect, but it's very clean.
does pull nice up top. Again, it's not fast. It's not fast, but it's incredibly fun. There she is. There she is. What do you guys think? S2000 Alfa Romeo 4C. I should probably do a video comparing those two really soon, but you guys can see back there we have some thunderstorms on their way, so I actually need to get all these cars at least somewhat situated into the driveway. You know, it's actually funny, when I was taking the thumbnail, you know, I was just in a parking lot or whatever, and actually somebody again pulled up, stopped, and it's like, what year is that thing? And I told him 2003. He's like, dude, that thing is beautiful. The amount of attention the Honda S2000 still gets after 20 something years is crazy. Yeah, so overall, a pretty successful day, I would say. You guys have just you've got to see this view I'm looking at right now in the garage. Look at this. Just incredible. Wow. I'm very thankful for everything that I have, honestly. I really am. So look, so that's it. You know, obviously I've been incredibly busy these last couple months, and with Sage and trying to be a good dad and be present and everything. I just haven't had that much time, you know, and when it comes to creating videos like this, you know, there are certain things you need, right? You need creative ideas, okay? I have those. You need money, okay? I have some money. 3, you need energy. I'm getting old, but I still have some energy. And 4, you need time. And that is just the thing right now I am behind on in my life. But I got summer leave coming up from the Navy, and I do have a track day coming up with the Alfa Romeo 4C, so there is content on the way. The channel is just moving a little bit slower right now, which is totally fine, right? I'm just in a slightly different season of life, but I'm happy, I'm healthy. Sage is good, Andrea is good. We're just doing our best. You know, we're both active duty military, and so it just takes a ton of time, you know, with the baby, obviously. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I miss all you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.